We need to end war before war will end us. This quote has been dwelling in my mind ever since I heard it. The emotions it depicts, the expediency it expounds, it's just way beyond anything else I've ever heard in my life. Greetings, my fellow assemblage. Today, I bestow upon you to give voice on a simple question. What is war? A boon or a bane? To explain this in a simpler manner, I've created a brochure which may help in explaining it. Here's my brochure. In the first page of my brochure, it mentions what is war. So war is generally defined as a dispute between two countries or groups. This may not end well. So there are many causes and effects of war. One of the many causes can be economic gain, territorial gain, religion, nationalism, and many other. And sadly, the effects aren't that good either. Family separation, education getting lost, schools getting turned into army camps. Is this seriously where our future is headed? I have been fortunate enough to be able to interview Shrishti, who is recently evacuated from Ukraine.
Being in a war zone and then you hear about evacuation, so the first thought that comes to your mind is relief. You are relieved, and so was I. I was relieved, I was happy, and then I was thinking, yes, I will survive and I'll be able to meet my family. Thought coming to my mind seeing the current war situation is that Ukraine will rebuild, Ukraine will win, because as you all know, enemy thought to capture Ukraine in 5 days, but Ukraine survived more than a month and it's still fighting bravely, and they showed the whole world their strength, their unity, their manpower. And yeah, so I have full faith that Ukraine will win, and then this war will end and truth will prevail.
As we all know by now, there are two sides to every story. To represent this in my own way, I've created a model. If you're gonna see in this model, it depicts the happiness of the people here by looking at these machines, the blessing in their eyes, and to them, weapons empower them. That I highly disagree. But haven't these people thought even once to walk through the other side, where buildings burn, hospitals are full, and that schools get turned into army camps and food is fought for? This is not the future I would want for the next generation. To sum it all up, my audience, firstly, my salute goes to Shrishti and all the other Ukrainian people stuck there in the war zone. My heart will always be with you. I can now confidently tell that war cannot end all war. You can think about this quote for a while. Till then, I bid you adieu.
Hello everyone. Today, I, Ahir Ghosh, of grade 7B, would like to present you my exhibition. The current COVID situation has made me learn a lot about virtual reality, which used to be only a gamesake pre-COVID for me. Hence, I wanted to exhibit my research around the topic effects of online learning on students' physical and mental health. So what is your view about the virtual learning mechanism? How do you think it affects our health? Well, let me share some insight through a PowerPoint presentation and a brochure. Here, the brochure is a summarized version of the PowerPoint which can help us understand about effects of online learning in a simple way. In the brochure, we have the introductory page, what is online learning, advantages and disadvantages in general, how does it affect our physical and mental health in both positive and negative aspects, reflection, and the bibliography to explain us about what and how does online learning affect us students. On with the PowerPoint, it explains clearly and in detail about what is online learning and its effects. So this presentation, I'm going to share about what is online learning, advantages and disadvantages in general, effects on our body, and my opinions about online learning. The first slide gives us a detailed explanation of online learning. So the basic definition of online learning is when you take courses online instead of in a physical classroom. The second slide, we have the advantages and disadvantages. Some advantages and disadvantages include accessibility, decreased social ability, learning at our own pace, stress, and undisturbed learning environment. The next slide we have effects on our body. The first slide has physical effects in both positive and negative aspects, and the second slide has mental effects in both positive and negative aspects too. And at the end, I have my opinions about online learning. I feel like online learning should be stopped as soon as possible, as the negatives of online learning do severely affect the physical and mental health of students. These negative effects also do totally overwhelm the positive effects. Thank you.
I'm Aiden. My exhibition topic is mental health and its impact on our society. Mental health is our emotional, psychological, and social well-being that affects the way we think, feel, and act. It determines how we handle stress, our relations with others, and our ability to make decisions in our lives. Since the pandemic and the Russian-Ukraine war, there has been significant increase of mental health problems in all countries. This calls for an increase in demand for mental health services. These are the most recent news from WHO and medical health reports in March 2022. So, have you thought what triggered this? First, quarantine process causes people to feel vulnerable and lonely, leading them to alcohol and drug use. Second, isolation makes people turn and dependent to social media. Overexposure will develop FOMO, fear of missing out effect. Third, the bereavement effect. The loss of someone close to us and how we can grieve affects our mental health too. So what are some ways to look after our own mental health? First, talk about your feelings. Second, have a pet. Third, limit the use of social media. Fourth, do what you like. This is an example of a self-care checklist that we can apply. I chose this topic to increase awareness, motivate us to look after our own mental health, and provide support to others who need help. Having a positive mental health determines how we live through this pandemic and make a meaningful contributions to the community. Lastly, remember that a healthy mind is the greatest treasure to find. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Keiko Kaliman. Today I am going to talk about the effects of global warming on animals. Global warming, scientists say, is responsible not only for shrinking ice caps, but also for a surge in extreme weather, causing heat waves, forest fires, and droughts. The key impact of global warming on wildlife is habitat disruption, often due to the changes in temperature and water availability, reducing their ability to fulfill the species' needs. Beyond habitat displacement, many scientists agree that global warming is causing a shift in the timing of various natural cyclical events in the lives of animals. Many birds have altered the timing of long-held migratory and reproductive routines to better sync up with the warming climate. Increased precipitation from climate change is contributing to more frequent and extreme weather events such as flooding. Not only does the higher frequency of flooding have detrimental effects on wildlife because they can destroy key pieces of ecosystems and habitats, they also have lasting effects like severe water pollution. So, how can we help these animals from these effects? We can help animals adapt to a new environment where their life would not be disrupted by global warming, use satellite images and aerial mapping technologies to track illegal logging, and protect forests inhabited by animals. I hope this speech can make a change and give awareness about this topic. This is the brochure I made. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Sanvi Shrivastava and I'll be presenting my study on nanotechnology. Nanotechnology is an area of knowledge and innovation focused on creating on the scale of atoms and molecules. The technology offers scientific improvement in a variety of fields, including medical, consumer goods, energy, materials, and manufacturing. Nanotechnology has the potential to revolutionize medicine. Particles are created to be attached to damaged cells. Nanobots might be used to unblock blockages in arteries and repair genetic damage by repairing damaging genes. Nanotechnology is projected to make solar power more affordable by lowering the cost of building solar panels and accompanying equipment. It is predicted that during the next 15 years, the worldwide market would produce $1 trillion in nanotechnology products every year. Aside from the benefits, there's a risk that nanotechnology will be harmful for the environment since nanoparticles tend to collect in the atmosphere and even in the food chain. Nanoparticles accumulate in your lungs and brain. Because of their tiny size, nanoparticles may be hazardous. When employed in textiles, nanoparticles can aid in the creation of materials that resist water and other liquids. Intel has a current iteration of processor technology being a 10 nanometer chip. Nanoparticles have been put to sunscreens. The small particles are not only very efficient at blocking UV rays, but they also feel lighter on the skin. This is where I've mentioned my SOI, global contacts, etc. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Esharba Visesh from class 7. My mentor is Miss Arpita, and for my science exhibition 2022, I have chosen underwater volcanoes as my topic. What are underwater volcanoes? Underwater volcanoes are underwater vents or fissures in the Earth's surface from which magma can erupt. It is just as hot as the ones of normal volcanoes. Eruptions. The Colombo submarine volcano in the Aegean Sea was discovered in 1650 when it erupted, killing about 70 people on the nearby island of Santorini. The use of hydrophone allows underwater volcanic eruptions to be detected. Even though it is a volcano underwater, some animals do live in it, like yeti crabs, sea cucumbers, sharks, and scaly foot snails. Animals that live in underwater volcanoes don't need sunlight. Instead, they rely on the bacterium that grows there or on other creatures. Are they a threat to living beings? Yes, they are a huge threat to living beings since they can erupt any time and cause the terrain underground to change, move, or break, causing many living things to die. It can even cause huge waves, floods, or tsunamis. Should these underwater volcanoes be studied? Yes, they should be studied since they are rich in many minerals such as copper, zinc, nickel, gold, silver, and phosphorus. We can even study about the animals that live there and how it lives there. Thank you, everyone.
Good morning, everyone. My topic for the exhibition is environmental issues and concerns. What is an environmental issue? Environmental issues are defined as problems with the planet's system, air, water, soil, etc. that have developed as a result of human interference or mistreatment of the planet. Waste, a problem or a resource. Waste is not only an environmental problem, but also an economic loss. On average, Europeans produce 481 kilograms of municipal waste per year. How can we change the way we produce and consume so as to produce less and less waste while using all the waste as a resource? How does unsustainable waste affect the environment? Poor waste management contributes to climate change and air pollution. Landfills considered the last resort in the waste hierarchy release methane, a very powerful greenhouse gas linked to climate change. How can we make waste more sustainable? Best solutions for sustainable waste management. Go paperless, incinerate waste, donate anything useful, compost your lunches, reduce, reuse, recycle, waste collection, etc. What is sustainable waste and why it matters? Everyone wants to go green, or at least they want their cities, countries, and public agencies to do so. This is my brochure, bibliography. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Arithra from 7B, and today I'll be talking about financial crisis. My global context is globalization and sustainability, and key concept is change. Now I will demonstrate my ideas through a poem and a brochure. As you can see in my brochure, I have demonstrated the causes of financial crisis, the problems that create from financial crisis, and the solutions that can prevent from financial crisis. Now I'll be presenting my poem. Who's afraid of economic meltdown in this year's peak global crisis? The third world's prime commodities, the first and second world countries' lifestyles. Costs are as net price high, world traders are just closed, redundant employees forced to resign, supply and demand inflation rates abnormally trembling. Cost suicides even by many middle classes, killing siblings, clans through to starvation and family famine. Straight shooters, mental deprivation, affected by media news, economic drought, nation's beggars, unemployment, pro-Federates. Who's afraid of tumultuous economic crisis? The rich, the middle-class citizens, the ballooning poor populations? You, me, I don't think that I'm devastatingly hit it. I've been living in poverty ever since, immune enough to hear noise garage. Against wages, LPG, gas line increase, fare hike rates, how to job seekers, food hunters, appalling scavengers, and other endless economic protests. And awful hunter strikes and all real. Scenes of direct, bloodless hit casualties. Even before the rise of 2009, global economic recession by Romo.
Hello, my name is Eshan Kumar Kiramani. I'm from 7B. My mentor is Miss Arpita, and this is my exhibition. Topic: How smoking affects the environment and your body. Effects of smoking on the environment. Cigarettes and e-cigarettes waste will foul soil, beaches, and waterways. Studies have additionally shown that smoking and e-cigarette waste are harmful to life, and smoking butts caused by pollution carried as runoff to drains, and from there rivers and beaches to oceans. Effect of smoking on your body. Smoking results in unwellness and harms nearly every organ in your body. More than 16 million Americans live with an unwellness caused by smoking. For each one that dies thanks to smoking, a minimum of 30 people tolerate it. Smoking causes cancer, cardiovascular disease, strokes, respiratory organs disease, and diabetes. How smoking also affects the non-smokers. Over time, secondhand smoking has been associated with serious health problems in non-smokers. Lung cancer in people who have never smoked, more likely that someone will get heart disease and have a heart attack and die early. Why do people smoke? People say that they use tobacco for many different reasons, like stress relief, pleasure, or in social situations. This is my theme, main idea, global context, short plan, mention product, and my goal. This is my bibliography. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Zara and I'm from grade 7B. The topic of my exhibition is Effects of Plastic on Marine Life. The theme of my topic is sustainability. In recent years, scientists have documented that there are approximately 50 to 75 trillion pieces of plastic in the ocean. An estimate of over 1.5 million marine animals are killed each year due to plastic. Plastic never completely biodegrades. Instead, it breaks into smaller pieces. These tiny plastic particles are called microplastics. These particles are consumed by marine animals with often fatal results, and has the potential to significantly impact ocean health. For example, a floating plastic bag can resemble a lot like a jellyfish to a turtle. When ingested, plastic can cause digestive issues, inflammation, and cancer. Another major problem is entanglement. Plastic netting, rubber bands, and other plastics can get caught on seals, dolphins, and other marine creatures, causing injuries, infections, and trouble moving. Most plastics contains harmful chemicals. When exposed to marine creatures, it can cause cancer and reproductive problems. But how does the plastic get into the ocean in the first place? Plastic can get into the ocean through rivers, by littering, going through the sewage, improper waste disposal, and several more ways. A few things we can do to keep our oceans clean is to say no to single-use plastic, reuse or recycle plastic, avoid products with microbeads, don't litter, choose biodegradable products, and buy in bulk. In conclusion, plastic is a serious threat to marine life. Without change, the marine life might be gone in the long term. So, for our overall sustainability, it is our responsibility and duty to protect the marine ecosystem. This is my exhibition brochure. Thank you and have a great day ahead.
Poverty. Here are the contents. What I know, poverty is a state of being extremely poor, which can cause diseases and won't be able to afford basic needs. Poverty in Indonesia, types of poverty, and how to prevent poverty is what I really want to know in this exhibition. And I researched this topic, and the bibliography is on the last slide. What I have learned that we should give everyone a chance and treat people the way we want to be treated. And here is my product. The first paragraph talks about what causes poverty. The second one talks about poverty in Indonesia. Here it talks about how to prevent poverty, which is to educate a child, provide clean water, ensure basic health care, empower a girl or woman, improve child nutrition, or support environmental programs. And here at the bottom, it talks about the type of poverty, like absolute poverty is when a household won't be able to afford the basic necessities of life. And then relative poverty is when households receive 50% less income than an average median man. And it will change with economic growth. Here is my bibliography. Thank you for listening.
Good morning. My name is Krishka, and today I'll be talking about wild fears of the COVID-19 pandemic. What is COVID-19? Coronavirus are a large family of viruses that causes illness ranging from the common cold to the more severe disease. The first known infection was discovered in Wuhan, China on 31st December 2019, who was first informed of case of pneumonia of unknown case in Wuhan City, China. A novel coronavirus was identified by the coast of Chinese authorities on January 7, 2020 and was temporarily named COVID-19. What are the symptoms of COVID-19? The symptoms of COVID-19 are fever, cough, tiredness, loss of taste or smell, sore throat, headache, aches, and pain. Why the widespread of COVID-19 brought lockdown? The increases in COVID-19 were contributed highly due to people in public having contact with each other. The COVID-19 is also spread by term of particles that were spread by talking, in which affects the others. The government then brought the idea of lockdown in countries which were meant for people had to be at home at all times and could only go out in need of groceries or medicines. School and offices had also started online. What happened during the lockdown? During the lockdown, many people panicked and had stopped getting out of the house. It was really difficult to accept and get through this ongoing pandemic. It was really hard for poor people to get their daily livelihoods. Many people with medical issues had lost their lives, especially old age people. Around millions of people had lost their lives around the globe. How did lockdown affect us? Many children and young people had likely experienced loneliness during the lockdown, and in particular, being affected by lack of physical contact with friends, family, and peers.
and the burnout frustration associated with the loss of all the activities they have been used in taking part in. How long has COVID-19 pandemic lasted? COVID-19 pandemic began in around March 2020 and still currently present worldwide. New variants have been introduced after the start of this pandemic, which makes experts believe that there is no end of this pandemic and this will be a disease that we will have to live with the rest of our lives. How did lockdown affect us? Many children and young people have likely experienced loneliness during the lockdown, and in particular being affected by lack of physical contact with their friends, family.
Hello, welcome to my exhibition presentation. My name is Ethan Ruben and my topic is endangered animals. Endangered species are those that are on the verge of extinction due to a rapid decline in their number or the loss of their crucial habitat. This is due to a variety of variables, both natural and man-made. These are some of the endangered animals such as axolotls, blue whales, sea lions, orangutan, red pandas, sea otter, snow leopard, Asian elephant, and black rhino. These adorable species, axolotls, are reported as critically endangered as there are only 700 to 1,200 axolotls in the wild. The game Minecraft brought axolotls to the game at the latest update 1.17. With Minecraft's large player base, axolotls became more popular and spread so much awareness, helping it save its species. Red pandas are one of the most cutest and most unique ones too, with its bright red color and cute face. The population of the red pandas have been decreasing every year, and now the population is under 10,000. These pandas are legally protected in China, India, and more countries. Another cute species has fallen into the endangered category: sea otters. These little creatures have been decreasing because of all the oil spill in the sea. 3,000 sea otters are now considered critically endangered since it has a so less population rate. Countries such as USA, Russia, Japan, and Great Britain have been banning commercial hunting for sea otters and have taken them to safety organizations to repopulate. Since then, the sea otters population has increased. Thank you for listening to my presentation about endangered animals.
Good day. My name is Reina from 7B. The topic for my exhibition is Energy Conservation and Resources. What is energy conservation? Energy conservation is the decision and practice of using less energy. The two main reasons people conserve energy are to gain more control over their energy bill and reduce the demand on the Earth's natural resources. What are some simple ways that you can conserve energy? Turning off lights, unplugging devices are some simple ways that you can conserve energy. How does conserving energy help our environment? When you limit your energy usage, you lower your impact on the environment. The longer we go without making significant changes, the greater the threat of global warming and climate change become to our daily lives. The simple act of energy conservation can help slow global warming, which will allow us to save coastal cities from disappearing underwater, improve water quality and protect reefs and other fragile ecosystems, improve air quality and reduce airborne allergens, leading to a reduced risk of cardiovascular and respiratory issues, lower impact on mental health, injuries, and fatalities caused by severe weather. Why we should save energy and save our environment. We all need energy for various reasons. The energy should preferably come from renewable sources such as sun and the wind. Saving energy also results in saving money, be it whether at home or in office or industry. Our ancestors lived a simple life and were conscious about avoiding any wasteful use of energy. Why is energy conservation important? Energy conservation is incredibly important for several reasons. Along with reducing our reliance on non-renewable energy resources like fossil fuels, it also helps you save money on energy costs. Effects on wasting energy on the environment. Energy and environmental problems are closely related, since it is nearly impossible to produce, transport, or consume energy without significant environmental impact. These environmental problems directly relate to energy production and consumption, which includes air pollution, climate change, water pollution, thermal pollution, and solid waste disposal. Did you know these fun facts about energy conservation? Remember that time when your mother would yell at you for keeping the fridge door open for too long? Every time you open the fridge door, approximately 30% of the cold air escapes. Google is polluting the world. According to Google themselves, use 0.0003 of energy to answer an average search query and gives out about 0.2 grams of carbon dioxide. This is my brochure. And this is my bibliography. Thank you.
Good morning, my name is Shori and I'm from class 7B. Today's exhibition topic is how war affects our world. How war affects our world. How war affected the world. War has a catastrophic effect on the health and well-being of nations. Studies have shown that conflict situations cause more mortality and disability than any major disease. How does war affect the world economy? Violence disrupts the economy, resulting in adverse and ongoing negative effects even after conflict subsides. How do war affect our lives? The most common negative impact of war include loss of human lives, economic losses, etc. How are families affected by war? Children are exposed to situations of terror and horror during war experiences that may leave enduring impacts in post-traumatic stress disorder. What is a victim of war? A person that suffers from a destructive action undertaken as a result of an armed conflict between two or more parties. How does war affect education? In an environment of violence and fear, school attendance and education quality can decline, and even schools might even shut down. What are the causes of war? Economical gain, territorial gain, religion, etc. What is the best solution to resolve war? De-escalate the concept of enemy, treat the other side with respect, etc. Thank you. This is my online brochure on how war affects our world. Thank you.
Good day, everyone. My name is Nadine. My exhibition topic is biotechnology risk. I chose this topic because biotechnology is very common, yet people don't know much or anything at all about it. So I am here to teach them about biotechnology and biotechnology risks. This is my PowerPoint presentation. Biotechnology risk. What is biotechnology? Biotechnology is technology that utilizes biological systems, living organisms, or parts of this to develop or create something different. When did people start using biotechnology? When Mendel's work on genetics was completed along with other microbial processes. Where is biotechnology used? It is used in areas including agriculture, clinical applications, bioremediation and forensics, and more. Why is biotechnology used? Biotechnology is used to treat rare diseases, reduce our environmental footprint, feed the hungry, use less and cleaner energy, and have safer, cleaner, and more efficient industrial manufacturing processes. Why is biotechnology risky? Microbes are tiny and difficult to detect, but the dangers are potentially fast. Cells can divide on their own and spread in the wild, and can fuse with other cells. What are some examples of biotechnology risk? Organism pathogenicity, risk for the environment, risk for agriculture, and risk of interaction with non-target organisms. Sources. This is my brochure. It includes the theme, SOI, main ideas, global context, mentioned product, and goal. It also includes other questions about biotechnology and biotechnology risks. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Maru from 7B and I shall be talking about gorilla extinction. I chose this topic as I wanted to spread awareness that the gorilla population is decreasing and can affect the world in many ways. My global concept is sustainability. My SOI reason why is as the gorilla population is decreasing, the world can face many changes. It will lose its sustainability. The gorillas are getting extinct due to poaching, climate change, habitat loss, deforestation. As you can see in my poster, the estimated amount of gorilla population are 6,800. And as you can see here, inside the food chain, the gorilla is involved. Without the gorillas, the crocodile and leopard will have more lesser food, and that can slowly decrease their population and harm their population. As you can see, this is how the gorillas are killed. They are tied up in ropes when they're dead. I'll explain more in my model. This is my model. So here, same like in the image. One gorilla is tied up when it's dead. There's another gorilla getting choked on the rope that's tied on the tree, and is being stabbed right now. And while hunting gorillas, there can also be serious consequences. Like this guy's arm got bitten off. That's why it's also dangerous to hunt gorillas. If you want to help stop gorilla extinction, you can recycle your phones and electronics, buy sustainable palm oil, stop deforestation, and stop gorilla poaching. The bibliographies that I use are www.freehunger.com, www.gorillafacts.com, www.nygorillaposition.com. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Nanar Bajabi, and today I'm going to talk about my exhibition topic, endangered animals. Let's get started. As you know, species go extinct sooner or later. They are taken out of the food chain. Animals that ate the newly extinct species have to find new food sources or staff. This can damage the population of other plants or animals. Furthermore, if a predator goes extinct, its prey population can proliferate, unbalancing local ecosystems. For example, if we don't have snakes, all the rats will eat our food and we will not have a healthy food.
Endangered Animals by Nanar Bajabi. How are animals going extinct? One of the main reasons is us humans. We tend to hunt just for our satisfaction, and we don't realize that we are actually taking homes of the animals and we are actually killing them to decrease the population. Hunting affects the environment in contrasting ways. A lot of people have hunted so many things in the last 19 years, and probably before that too, because hunting has been known for such a long time. Some states allow hunting of specific animals such as deer, turkey, and ducks, but place restrictions on hunters. States set restrictions and limits based on the season, the animal, and its population numbers. How does pollution affect the animal popularity? Well, we don't know this, but our smoke that we are actually releasing is actually very harmful to all the animals in the world, and it's not just some species, it's actually every animal, and even it's affecting us humans. These past few years, the air quality hasn't been so good because we all have been using cars and not electric, and so many factories have opened in the last few years. It's not only endangering the animals, it's also endangering us, trees, and so many other things. For instance, California, a coalition of other states, are suing the Trump administration over its move to prevent the state from setting stricter emission rules. This means that people are actually suing the government because of the air that they're releasing and how it's going to affect us all, which is actually a really good thing. But the only problem is we might not get all the sources we need if we ban pollution. Some people in Indonesia have actually been thinking of suing the government over choking air that their citizens are forced to breathe. Wildfires affecting animal society. Some species actually can benefit from the wildfire and not take it as a bad cause, but as a good cause. Because of their prey, they can actually hunt them easier. And some species benefit from wildfires, such as raptors and hunt rodents running from the flames. Beetles move into dead wood and lay eggs, and woodpeckers that feed on them and nest in hollow trees. Fire also causes new grass, which is more healthy for the animals, but at the same time, wildfire puts us all in danger, even animals, even us humans. Overall, my conclusion is that endangered animals represent natural diversity. 800 animals a year become extinct. Animals are becoming endangered because our animals are not getting enough help and support.
Our move, and we need to stop all that is happening and help our animals. Thank you.
So my expo is about global warming. So what is global warming? Global warming is a climate change reference to a long-time shift temperature and weather patterns. It started from the 1800s, and we're getting global warming because of burning fossil fuels like coal, oil, and gas. The walk, cycle, energy intake transportation. Basically, just if you want to go short distances, you can just walk, take a bike, and it'll just help the environment a lot. And if you're going very far distances, you can just take a carpooling, or you can take public transport like a train or a bus. Then, and then the last one is eat more vegetables. Eating more vegetables, whole grains, and etc. can lessen the dairy and meat significantly lower the environmental impact it has to the environment. Can we reverse global warming? Yes, we can. If we cannot do it overnight, maybe in several decades, but we can slow down the rate of global warming, which will be of course good, because then there will not be natural disasters in the future. Thank you. Before you go, I just want to show you that I couldn't print out my brochure. So this is my brochure basically. So it goes here, talks about global warming, and that's it. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Shafaldo. Today I'm going to talk about my exhibition topic, gender equality. What is gender equality? Gender equality is when people of all genders have equal rights, responsibilities, and opportunities. Everyone is affected by gender equality. Women, men, transgender, diverse people, children, and families too. How do you have gender equality? Talk to women and girls, let girls use mobile phones, stop child marriage and sexual harassment, make education gender sensitive, and raise aspiration of girls and their parents, empower mothers, give proper work to women, give proper value to women's work, get women into power. Why do we have gender equality? Gender equality prevents violence against women and girls. It's essential to economic prosperity. Societies that value women and men as equal are safer and healthy. What is the key to gender equality? Gender equality requires equal enjoyment by women and men of socially valued goods, opportunities, resources, and rewards. Where gender inequality exists, generally women who are excluded or disadvantaged in relation to decision making and access to economic and social resources. How does gender equality benefit everyone? Gender equality makes our community safer and healthier. Unequal societies are less cohesive. They have higher rates of social peace, antisocial behavior, and violence. Countries with greater gender equality are more connected. Their people are healthier and have better well-being. How do you solve gender equality? Give girls access to education. Give women platforms to be in power and achieve economic success. End violence and sexual harassment against women. Ensure girls with women have access to menstrual health facilities and child marriage. The end. Thank you. How do we start?
Hi, my name is Adi Pachauri and I'm from 7B, and today I will be representing my exhibition topic through a PowerPoint. My exhibition topic is on ocean waste. What is ocean trash? Ocean trash is a term for all human-created debris that ends up in the ocean. How and why does the waste end up in the ocean? According to a report, only 17% of the waste we put in the bin gets recycled. The rest gets put into landfills, incinerated, etc. Most of this waste also ends up in the oceans because of the bad sewage and selfishness of other human beings. In most third world countries, all the sewage gets dumped into the ocean. Many people think that it's fine to throw waste into the ocean, but it's not fine. All of the marine animals have to suffer because of this behavior. How does the waste accumulate in the ocean? Wastewater, wind, rains and floods carry these waste into the oceans. What is the impact of this waste on marine life, humans, and Earth as a whole? Ocean trash has a huge impact on marine life. Many marine animals think that these wastes are food for them, so they eat it, and these wastes are hazardous for their body. These pollutants kill hundreds of marine animals every day. These pollutants in water also affect human beings. In many third world countries, there are many people who struggle for water. These people who travel to the ocean to get water, and they might accidentally pick up those pollutants. These pollutants also decrease the amount of fresh water in Earth. In what ways can it be prevented in the future? Stop the usage of single-use plastics that you don't need, such as spoons, straws, and plastic bags. Use metal spoons and straws instead of plastic ones, and use paper bags as they're easily decomposed. Buy in bulk, properly dispose plastic and other waste materials so that they don't end up in the ocean. Repair rather than replace broken items. Thank you.
This is the brochure that I have made on ocean waste. In this brochure, I describe the cause of ocean waste, how it can be prevented, and the effects of ocean waste.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Daniel, and my exhibition topic is about air pollution. Air pollution is a contamination of air due to the presence of substances in the atmosphere that are harmful to the health of humans and other living beings, or cause damage to the climate or to materials. There are many different types of air pollutants, such as gases, particulates, and biological molecules. According to the World Health Organization, WHO, it estimates that at least 9 out of 10 people across the world are living in places with polluted air. Global air pollution is caused by the burning of fossil fuels to generate power, as well as emanations from fossil fuels-powered motor vehicles. Rich and developed countries contribute a large proportion of global air pollution on the account of their energy generation from non-renewable sources, and the amount of vehicles on the road. The Environmental Protection Agency reported that around 68 million tons of air were emanated to the atmosphere in the US in 2020 alone. How does air pollution affect our health? Every year, 7 million people die premature every year from air pollution, both household and outdoor. Among these deaths, 21% are due to pneumonia, 20% from stroke, 34% from ischemic heart disease, 19% from chronic obstructive pulmonary disease or COPD, and 7% from lung cancer. Each year, air pollution causes 570,000 deaths in children under 5. In children under 5, air pollution can stunt brain development, reduce lung function, and trigger asthma. How to prevent air pollution? An individual can reduce air pollution by avoiding the use of cars as much as possible, by using public transport whenever possible, by not using for short distances, by using clean fuels such as LPG and CNG instead of diesel and petrol, always disposing the garbage properly and not burning it. Thank you.